Link. Yeah, you know, the fairy boy from Kokiri Forest. Well, that's actually just one Link, the Hero of Time. There's multiple others like the Hero of Winds, the Hero of the Legend, and the Hero of the Wild, and much more, honestly. So today, rather than focusing on one of them, I want to focus on all of them. So today I'm going to rank the design of every version of Link. Now, I'm basing this off of promotional art for the most part until we get to the modern era where the characters are as they are portrayed in the promotional art. And for those who are wondering about the Ocarina of Time, because the time travel function, I'm just going to base Ocarina of Time off of adult Link's appearance, since young Link looks basically the same with Majora's Mask. And no, I'm not including the masked versions of Link, just human. And I'm obviously not including Breath of the Wild's other armor and whatnot. So now, with those shenanigans all over, let's start the ranking. Number 10, the Hero of Hyrule. The very first version of Link from Zelda 1 and 2, the design of this Link's very simple in promotional art. He's very, very short. He's very generic compared to others, of course, but the only thing I generally don't like is the fact that in the promotional art, he doesn't have pants. While he has a shirt that kind of has a small skirt under it in the promotional art, I guess that's weird. It still looks decently weird in my opinion, but it doesn't really matter. So that's all I've really got to say about the Hero of Hyrule. It's decent but not great, and it's honestly pretty generic. Number 9, the Hero of the Minish. This is essentially Toon Link, which I'll talk about soon, but with that hat that kind of has a talking bird on it. Very, very weird, but okay. There's not much to say about it because I'm going to continue this later with Toon Link because they're so similar. But the one thing that I can say is that Link's hair is personally my favorite. It looks a bit different compared to others, but this hair is the best, in my opinion, of every single Link ever. But there's really not much else I can speak about. Toon Link, notoriously made fun of for being very cartoony compared to the serious look of its predecessors, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. The only Toon Link game I have ever played is Wind Waker compared to multiple others like Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, just as examples. You're probably wondering, well, why is it so high on the list then? My main problem with Toon Link is that it's generally too generic. Now yes, I'm sure you'd say that the Hero of the Minish is less generic with a bird on its hat, but I don't really consider that an improvement, I just consider it to look stupid. Also, it was meant to look as if the clothing was to honor the Hero of Time, which is weird considering Ocarina of Time technically doesn't happen. I'm not going to spoil it if you're planning on playing the game, but I don't know, dude. Okay, so back on track. So, like I was saying, Link's supposed to look like the Hero of Time from Ocarina of Time, specifically, obviously. But my problem with that is that while the legs are exactly like Link from Ocarina of Time, the arms aren't. They're light green instead of silver. Instead of the silver ones from the original. Honestly, if it was silver, this definitely would be better than the Hero of Time's design. And you could say that it's only a small change, but though it's small, it still makes it kind of suck. Other than that, I like how Toon Link looks, but for some reason I think Link in the pajamas at the start of the game of Wind Waker is better. I don't know, dude. I think that the light green arms, in my opinion, are a way bigger problem than they need to be. Seven, the new Hero of Hyrule. That's literally the name of this reincarnation of Link. I'm not joking. I don't understand it either. But on track, this Link is actually pretty good in terms of render. Though it has the silver legs from Ocarina of Time, it also has the brown arms from the classic Links, like the Hero of Hyrule and the Hero of Legend. Now, the promotional art looks kind of oil pastel drawn though, if that makes any sense at all. Now, that's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. His hair is also decently longer than other Links compared to the Hero of Legend, which I believe this Link is mostly based off of, and the Hero of Hyrule. Well, it really manages to get so very slightly than each other game's hair, but I don't really know. But it's so dang close to being the same length as the Hero of Legend's hair though. It's essentially the same as Hero of Legend's render that I'll be using in a bit, but I generally don't like this one. The new Hero of Hyrule seems slightly older than the Hero of Legend, but I don't know, dude. Like, just how it looks oil pastel. It's not the bigger of a problem, but I don't really like it. Six, the Hero of Time. The adult version in specific. I really wouldn't be surprised if everybody watching this video didn't expect for the Hero of Time to be this high. For Pete's sake, we haven't even gotten to the Hero of the Skies. I personally think it's pretty decent. But onto the actual design of it, it's not the best honestly, but it's pretty decent. I think the silver arms and legs look pretty good on basically any Link. I think it's pretty good with this reincarnation of Link though. But I honestly think that this Link is too simplistic. I'm glad it's not littered with colors, but it's so boring. Look at the promotional art I'm using on screen. Tell me this looks great, dude, come on. It's so boring. I still think it's better than others that I've talked about, obviously, regardless of me mainly focusing on flaws, since this one's pretty simplistic, but I just generally don't think there's a lot to say about it anymore. It's very simplistic and get really unshined by others. Even Skyward Sword's render is better. Speaking of which, 5, the Hero of the Skies. I am personally not the biggest fan of Skyward Sword, to be honest. Well, as is most of the Zelda community, but when we talk about Link's design, it's actually one of my favorites, obviously. And also, before we talk about Link, can we just look at how bad Zelda looks in this game? The hell is that? Well, now we're actually going to talk about Link's design. For the most part, it's as you would expect. Green tunic, Kokiri hat, I guess you could say, and all that generic Link stuff. But the cap is decently shorter than others for some reason, and his pants are more baggy than others. He seemingly got white sleeves, but they honestly just go really noticeable for the most part because you can barely even see it. But other than that, I really don't think there's much else to say. It's for the most part basically the same as Links from other games, but with some minor small details that go unnoticed. Four, the Hero of the Wild. Yes, it's not number 1, it's number 4. This Link drastically changes the design compared to Links in other games. This time Link's got a blue shirt, no hat on, and some tan pants. Compared to the Links from other Zelda games, which has him having a green tunic, this is actually a pretty drastic change. And yes, you can obviously, use some amiibo to get, him to look like the Hero of Winds, the Hero of Twilight, the Hero of Time. But we're not gonna speak about that. We're not. There are, of course, multiple kinds of armor that Link can have, but in the promotional art, he wears the Champion's Tunic. I haven't gotten that far into the game to even have obtained the Champion's Tunic to really have much to say about it, though. But personally, I prefer the Zora armor because it just looks cooler, minus the Zora hat, though. It's pretty weird to me. I've never liked that hat, but otherwise it looks pretty cool in my opinion. Even with this odd style of Link compared to others, I personally like it, and it's so easily recognizable as Link. It's the only Link that we have that completely changes how he looks currently, which makes it very, very unique against others. But that doesn't really mean it's the best. Three, the Hero of Legend. I'm going to be basing this off of the Oracle of Seasons render that's on screen because this render looks so freaking amazing. It's essentially the exact same as the new Hero of Hyrule's render, but it doesn't look oil pastel drawn, which is an incredibly big difference. It makes the design look quite a bit different and quite a freaking bit better. So what's been said for the new Hero of Hyrule is basically applies here. But you may, and in my opinion, likely are asking yourself, so why is it so low on the list if it's basically the same? I personally think it's much better than the Hero of Hyrule's design for one reason. He doesn't look like he's oil pastel drawn. I know I said it was a drastic deal earlier, but still, it makes it look so much better. Why would you draw a Link in oil pastel if it's like official promotional art? Oil pastel, like, I'm not saying it was definitely drawn in oil pastel, but it sure as heck looks like it. 2, the Hero of Twilight. Of course, coming from Twilight Princess. This Link looks decently similar to the Hero of Time. There are some parts that it has unique too, like the longer hat for example, and the fact that Link has a short sleeve shirt being more noticeable. That was extremely nitpicky, I apologize. I personally think that Link's clothing looks more worn out and dirty, which fits the style of Twilight Princess more than any game could ever attempt at doing. But what's been said about the Hero of Time goes for this Link too, since they're nearly identical minus the Hero of Twilight's little extra detail. One, Young Link. I do not give a flying lon milk about what you say. This is the best Link by far. Like, dude, look at these Majora's Mask renders. The design is freaking sick. Mainly, if not entirely, based this off of Young Link from Majora's Mask. Why? Because the renders look better than Young Link in Ocarina of Time, of course. Though I criticize the Hero of Hyrule for not having pants on, in my opinion, it fits Young Link a hell of a lot better, and it doesn't really bother me. And though it's generic, I don't freaking care, dude. The Majora's Mask artwork is just amazing. The style and everything is amazing. So very easily my favorite version of Link's design. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed, please like the video. I'd appreciate it. And with that being said, peace.